To the outside world, Paul and Rachel Whitaker had everything. A beautiful home in Boise, Idaho, 2 teenage children, and a reputation for being the picture-perfect couple. Paul, 41, was an IT consultant who worked remotely. Rachel, 38, managed a local animal rescue shelter. They'd been married for 16 years. Their friends described them as steady, calm, and boringly functional. But Rachel's journal told a very different story. "He barely looks at me anymore. Always locked in that room. I don't know who he is." In early 2022, Paul began working for a new company based out of Phoenix, Arizona. He started spending hours on video calls. His work trips increased. He claimed it was a huge opportunity. Rachel grew suspicious. Paul had become secretive, defensive, and started sleeping in the guest room. Then she saw a name flash across his phone, Elena Skycloud. Rachel confronted Paul one Friday night. "Are you having an affair?" Paul didn't deny it. He sighed, looked away, and mumbled, "It's complicated." The truth unraveled. Elena was 29, a marketing consultant he met at a tech conference. The affair had been going on for 8 months. Rachel demanded he move out. He refused. "This is still my house," he said. "I pay for it. I'm not going anywhere." They agreed, begrudgingly, to coexist at least until after the holidays. That decision would prove fatal. On February 10, 2023, Paul didn't show up to a Zoom meeting. His company couldn't reach him. Rachel told police he had gone for a walk and never came back. But security footage told a different story. Paul was last seen entering the house the night before. He never came out. There was no activity on his phone. No credit card use. His car remained in the garage. Rachel, oddly calm, said she wasn't worried. 3 days later, a search warrant was issued. In the basement utility room, officers found recently poured concrete. It was still damp. A cadaver dog alerted immediately. Beneath the floorboards, wrapped in a painter's tarp and tied with electrical cord, was the body of Paul Whitaker. He had been bludgeoned with a hammer and suffered fractures to the skull and jaw. The murder weapon was found in a trash bin off-site, still containing trace blood and hair. Inside Rachel's closet, detectives found a burner phone, a handwritten journal entry, "I can't take the lies anymore. I want peace." A Google search, "How to bury a body in concrete without smell." At first, Rachel claimed she found Paul dead after he overdosed. But blood spatter evidence, phone data, and timelines made her story unravel quickly. In interrogation, Rachel eventually broke down. "He laughed when I begged him to stop," said Elena, "made him feel alive. I snapped. I hit him once, then again. I don't remember how many times." The affair had been the last betrayal in a marriage that had already been falling apart. Their 2 children were away at a winter camp during the murder. Rachel had used that time to plan. She purchased bags of cement, gloves, tarps, and cleaner from 3 different stores to avoid suspicion. When her daughter, Lily, returned home and asked where her dad was, Rachel simply said, "He went on a trip. He needed space." Rachel Whitaker was charged with first-degree murder, concealing a corpse, and obstruction of justice. The trial gripped Idaho. Cameras weren't allowed in court, but transcripts revealed chilling testimony. Prosecutor's closing statement: "She didn't just kill him. She planned his erasure. She poured cement over his body and sat upstairs like nothing had happened." Rachel's defense cited emotional abuse, gaslighting, and temporary dissociation. But the jury was unconvinced. On October 18, 2023, Rachel was found guilty on all counts. She was sentenced to life in prison without parole. The judge remarked, "Justice demands accountability. The pain of betrayal does not justify murder." Paul's parents were granted custody of the children. They released a statement. "We mourn not only the loss of our son, but the destruction of an entire family. Love is not a weapon. Lies should never lead to death. Epilogue: Secrets beneath the floorboards. Paul Whitaker thought he could live two lives. One as a husband and father. The other as a lover and thrill seeker. But in the quiet corners of that beautiful home, the one he refused to leave, he learned that betrayal can provoke more than heartbreak. It can wake rage. It can dig graves. And it can write a final chapter in concrete.